Everybody. Thanks for listening. I'm Jenny. I'm a life coach, and today I'm talking about the business mindset for INFJs and empaths. Um, Business mindset is tough for us, especially if we're comparing ourselves to normal business people. But we don't have to be doing that. So I think a lot of empaths get stuck because they're connecting their self-worth to the success of their business. Big mistake there. Um, and we can get really, really, really triggered by negative feedback, negative comments. Um, putting yourself out there on the internet is very uncomfortable. You're just exposing yourself to any kind of feedback, um, trolls, whatever. Um, but the thing is, you can, I think also even good feedback can give us kind of an ego trip in a bad way too. So I think it's helpful to just decrease the importance of all of your comments, not just the bad ones, but also the good ones. Um, if you're making content that you feel is important with the intention to help people, the comments don't matter. The intention matters. And I think at first it's helpful to just ignore comments completely. And then over time, once you've built momentum, um, it's going to be easier to look at those comments and not be affected by the bad ones. But at first, I think it's very hard to just turn down the volume on the importance of only bad comments. It's a lot easier to just turn down the volume on the importance of all of your comments. And there can be helpful information in the comments. There can be helpful ideas in the comments, but it's not if a bad comment is going to send you into a spiral and paralyze you, um, and you're going to have to take a break before you come back, then those comments are not worth it. The most important thing is that you keep creating. And so if you need to ignore comments or turn comments off in order to keep creating, that's what you need to do. And it doesn't have to be a forever thing. It can be a just for now thing. But just do whatever you have to do to keep creating. Um, if if you still want to get ideas for comments, then you can look at competitors, look at the comments on your competitors' videos and get ideas that way. You can leverage other people's comments if it's too hard to check your own comments. And it's also important to remember that what other people think is really none of your business. And that attention feeds the algorithm. So if someone, leaves a negative comment on a YouTube video, they're actually boosting my engagement, and YouTube is actually going to show my video to more people because it's getting commented on. So if people are leaving mean comments, then you can just picture, like, it's like they're watering, it's like a plant and they're actually watering the plant for you. Um if they're not paying you, they're not your audience. I mean, in a way they are. I don't have a better word for what to call them. But your real audience is the people who are paying you. Those are the people whose opinions you really need to be focused on and worried about. Um, so you can ignore the critics, but it's you can also ignore the praise. Bad comments can be used as fuel. Um, Anger can actually be pretty good rocket fuel. It can be actually very motivating. So there are ways to use bad comments as fuel, but if you're not there, then just try your best not to worry about them at all, especially if those people are not paying you. Just let them keep watering your plants, okay? And then just don't even pay attention. Um, the hate that you receive from others is proportional to the audacity of your goals. So if you are receiving hate from others, that's a good sign that you have some um, pretty epic goals, um, or pretty epic things to say. Epic things are going to be polarizing. Like there's no way around it. Saying things that need to be said, saying things that are controversial, um, they're just automatically going to receive hate. So it's better if you just plan on it and be prepared for it. And it's never as bad as we imagine it to be. The hate is never as much or as bad as we imagine it to be, but it's better if you just plan on it. Plan on triggering people, act like you're doing it on purpose, and then that removes a lot of the fear around it and the hesitation. It's easy to lose focus on our why. We have to keep our why intrinsic. An intrinsic why is I'm doing this to help other people. I am doing this to help myself. I am doing this because I have a burning desire to get this creation out into the world. An extrinsic why is I'm doing this to make money. I'm doing this so, you know, I'm doing this so I can buy a new car. So keep your why intrinsic. You can't put financial pressure on your business. This seems very counterintuitive. The whole point of business is to make money, but it's a side effect. It's not the target. Creativity needs freedom. And we are creative people with creative businesses, and creativity needs freedom to thrive. So it's a paradox. Um, don't put too much pressure on your business to make money. Um, and if no one buys whatever you're making, you should still be doing it because it benefits you in some way. You are getting something out of making it. Whatever you're making, you should enjoy making it, whether people are buying it or not. And then making money from it is just like the icing on the cake. Um, we have a habit of undercharging because we feel guilty for charging money. If you are overcharging, that also affects the energy of what you're selling. Whatever pricing you set should feel like an even energy exchange. A sign that you're undercharging is that you're going to feel resentful, or burnt out, um, or cynical. And a sign that you're overcharging is you're going to feel greedy and you're going to feel like you're taking advantage of people. Um, the problem is a lot of empaths feel greedy and like they're taking advantage of people for charging anything. So you might need to kind of work it like a ladder, right? You might need to just get comfortable charging a little bit. And then once you're comfortable charging a little bit, then you can kind of raise your prices slightly more and more over time. Um, it can take time to feel comfortable charging what we're actually worth, and it's okay to move through that by taking baby steps. Um, so pay attention to what are you charging and what emotions do you feel around that number? Do you feel resentment or do you feel greed? Um, if you feel resentment, it's a good sign that you're undercharging. We have a belief that money is bad, but money is neutral. Money has a soul, and you cannot send money mixed messages. I want you, and I think you're evil. You cannot send money mixed messages. It has a soul, and what gives it a positive or negative um, what gives it a positive or negative charge is how you think about it and how you use it. So you cannot send money mixed messages, and you need to believe that you deserve to make money from your creations. We have trouble receiving money because we have control issues, and this can lead to over delivering. We have a belief that we need to earn love, and this also translates into our businesses where we're over delivering. We're trying to earn money the same way we try to earn love. But this is a journey that teaches you while you're on it. So as you're in the sandbox playing with this thing, this business, you will over time just naturally develop, a read for what your prices should be, whether you're over delivering. You learn through doing, to an extent. Like you have your body has to be in the sandbox to adjust to those different energies. Um, we have a lot of emotional attachment to our projects. We want them to succeed because we have a strong emotional attachment to them, but that creates a lot of pressure. And so you have to think of yourself more as a vessel. You're an assistant. You're here to help the universe bring this creation into existence. It's not about you. Um, and the universe is in charge of whether that project succeeds or not. There might just be one person who's supposed to, get that piece of content. That one piece of content may change that one person's entire life. And there's no way to measure that ripple effect. And so that's kind of how you have to think of things like, well, I didn't make enough money, to quit my job, but I might have changed the world for that one person. And you still deserve to make enough money to quit your job, but in the meantime, that's still something that you can feel good about. Um, Fear setting. So if you if you have an overactive nervous system, um, you really need to pay attention to that. You really need to pay attention to the fears that having a business is going to bring up, and recognize that logic is not going to work on a dysregulated nervous system. You have to you have to rekindle trust with your body, and you do that by listening to your body, listening to the energy, noticing how things feel. And that's going to be really important when you're making business decisions. We have a fear of failure, but also a fear of success, um, because we don't like attention. We like to blend in. This is a defense mechanism. So it's hard to stand out. Having a business kind of requires you to stand up and stand out. But the thing that's going to help you with that is remembering that your audience is the same personality type as you. It's a lot easier to be yourself around people who think and feel the same way you do. So remember that. Adopt an experimental mindset. Fail on purpose. Failure is practice, and you can't get good at anything without practice. Um, we have perfectionism problems. So the way around that is to make intentional mistakes, make things imperfect on purpose. We have imposter syndrome. But if you read, the top 5 books on any topic, you already know more about that topic than most of the population. So don't worry about credentials. We are experts at learning things that we're interested in. When we're interested in a topic, we are so laser focused on that topic. We can learn so much so quickly. And so if you're interested in something and actively learning about it, you already know more than most of the population. You do not need credentials. My coach, who is like so amazing, has no credentials, but she's better than any other coach or therapist I've ever had, because she's just naturally gifted. And that's why people are going to come to you. Curing imposter syndrome is not about accepting that you're not an imposter. It's about accepting that everyone is an imposter. And you don't need approval or permission from anyone but yourself. You don't need approval or permission from anyone but yourself to just start doing the thing you want to be doing. Hard things have less competition at the top. So, things that are challenging and hard are a sign that you're doing it right, and you're going to eventually surpass the competition. Most people have a very low bar for things that are hard and uncomfortable and difficult. And so our ability to hold things that are hard and uncomfortable and difficult gives us a strategic advantage. We also can self-sabotage if we haven't rebuilt trust with our nervous system. You need to go slow, give your nervous system time to adjust. Your nervous system adjusts through doing, but not through being pushed. So, if you want to do videos, but it feels really vulnerable and uncomfortable, do one video, give your nervous system time to adjust, go slow. Over time, as your nervous system adjusts, you can start going faster. You can start reading the comments, but listen to your body, honor what it tells you, check in with yourself, ask what feels okay. It's like you have to ask yourself for permission, can we move ahead with this? Do you need more time? Right? Um, and think about, what would this look like if it was fun? What would this look like if it was actually fun? It is allowed to be fun. Um, it's such a it's this, when we're talking about solopreneurship, it's so many jobs in one. You're the customer service person, you're the finances person, you're the marketing person, you're the research and development person, and it's really easy to lose sight of how those things can be fun. But you're your own boss, and so you get to think of really creative ways to make it fun. So your homework is to write down all the reasons that you do want to succeed in business, and then also all the reasons you do not want to succeed in business. Oh, if I succeed, that means that this, dream I've been putting off is actually attainable. And I'm actually like, that's actually scary. It's kind of scary to fulfill that dream. Right. So write down all the reasons you do want to succeed and all the reasons you do not want to succeed. That's everything I have for today, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you want coaching or more resources, check out the links in the description.